Hi fam, welcome to my channel, and to all my new viewers, welcome. My name is Miss Wangwe Mwithathi, and today I'll be talking about financial mistakes to avoid in the year 2025. Stay tuned. "2025 looks like a year full of opportunities, but if you do one wrong move, it can cost you a lot, especially when it comes to your finances. One mistake is enough to set you back. Don't let these mistakes that I'm going to mention hold you back. Number 5 is a silent killer, so make sure you avoid it. Everyone wants to build wealth at some point, so avoiding financial mistakes is as important as making the right choices when it comes to money. So the right moves are as equally important as avoiding financial mistakes. Let's jump into mistake number 1. And this, a lot of people are culprits when it comes to the first mistake, which is living beyond your means, biting more than you can chew. Most of the times, people tend to do this for the wrong reasons. Living beyond your means is something that is very dangerous, especially when it comes to your finances, because you're always putting your future in jeopardy, okay? Living beyond your means is overspending money that you actually don't have. And this is mostly to buy things like luxuries and unnecessary expenses. You end up even taking up loans, or you're using credit cards to fund your luxurious life. This can look like every now and then you're always buying the new gadget in town. May it be an iPhone, a laptop, a tablet, iPad, you name it. As long as it's out, you feel the need to have it. And you don't really mind if you're getting these things on credit. So avoid living beyond your means. Try to stick to a budget and prioritize needs over wants. Categorize everything that you buy. Look at your expenses and separate them. Know the difference between needs and wants. And speaking of budgets, here is another mistake people make, which brings me to the second mistake: not having a budget. Do you have a budget? You know, the good thing about a budget is it can tell you where your money is going. So the moment you don't have a budget, you can't track your expenses. You can't tell us where you're not accountable about your money. You choose to just fly blindly when it comes to cash. So in short, you don't know your expenses, and there's a high chance you don't even have a savings goal. And if you have a goal, you just don't take it seriously. Because if you are serious about your goals, it goes hand in hand with a budget. So not having a budget is another huge mistake. When you don't have a budget, you end up making silly mistakes like missing to pay bills or even overspending your money. Try and use budgeting apps like Mint or Excel spreadsheets. But if you find that difficult, try the 50-30-20 rule. Some people find it a bit easier. I've made a video about the 50-30-20 rule. Go check it out. The 50-30-20 rule is easier to incorporate into your life. But let's see, budgeting is great. What about growing your money? That's another mistake people do, which brings us to mistake number 3, not investing early. You keep postponing, waiting for the right time, and there's never a right time, okay? Time flies like nobody's business. The earlier you invest, the better for you. A lot of people find themselves holding on to cash instead of letting it grow. And when we say holding on to cash, it means you putting your money in a savings account or in a normal account instead of putting it in an account that has something like a compounding effect or has good interest rates. So when you hold on to your cash, you lose out on benefits such as compounding. So the best thing you need to do is start now. Start small. It doesn't really matter how much. The biggest step you can ever do for yourself in anything is to start. It's the most challenging part of any journey, but you have to do it, okay? These are things, starting is something that someone else can't do for you. You really have to do it for yourself. I can love you to whatever extent, but there's some things I just can't do for you, okay? Start and be consistent. You can invest in things like mutual funds or stocks. Start on that and make small steps or small investments. Don't worry about other people. If someone else can make bigger strides, that's them. You know yourself. So, as much as we are asking you to invest early or to start investing, there's another mistake that you might not be thinking of, which brings me to mistake number 4. Ignoring inflation. Hey, ignoring inflation anyway. A lot of people keep their money in savings. Try and beat inflation with investments instead. And this is because money loses its purchasing power over time. The moment you realize that money loses its purchasing power as time goes by, you'll remove your money from savings and put it in an investment, somewhere where your money will work for you. Put that money to work. You can do this by allocating a portion of your savings into a high yield investment. So go do your research and find a high yield investment, type of investment, somewhere you can put your money into. Sawa? But by all means, try and beat inflation. Finally, let's talk about the silent killer of financial growth, which brings me to my last point, or to point number 5. Not having an emergency fund. Me have been a victim of this. And let me tell you, when it hit me hard. I don't want to find myself in that position again. So I started building an emergency fund for myself. A lot of people don't have an emergency fund. So it means you're just unprepared. If unexpected expenses come your way, you won't know what to do. For example, medical bills or even a job loss. Have you ever sat down and asked yourself, what would happen if I lost my job? Or what would happen if someone just got like something, for example, a terminal illness? And do you know that medical bills are the number 1 and the fastest way to make people go poor? So what are you doing about that information? If medical bills can make you go bankrupt, what small step are you making, or what small decision are you making towards you being financially safe in case these things happen? A lot of people don't think about it like that. And now you need to know, every day cannot be the same. Just because today was okay, you never know about tomorrow. Nobody knows. We're just pregnant for tomorrow and you don't know what it will give birth to. So build an emergency fund. Save at least 3 to 6 months worth your expenses. All those things you use, your living expenses, save at least 3 to 6 months worth of that. And this is because in the event that you would be unable to work, an adequate emergency fund or savings will be able to hold you. And this will prevent you from turning to other people or turning to others for help. It will also help you not to engage in riskier avenues just to keep yourself afloat. When you think about emergencies or things that happen in our lives that we didn't expect, that should be scary enough, okay? That should make you worry enough that you would want to have something like an emergency fund set aside. So don't find yourself falling for any of these mistakes this year or in the coming years. Money mistakes are very costly. but they can be easily avoided. You just need to be intentional, okay? Be intentional with your money, okay? And if you've fallen for these mistakes before, just try not to fall for it again. Learn from that mistake, learn from that lesson. Okay? We are trying to be better, even financially. Sawa sawa? Well, that's it for us today. If you'd like to see more videos like this, don't forget to like and subscribe, and you'll be notified once we upload another new video. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.